Guys, it's Stu. Sorry about the absence. Life has been getting in the way again, I'm afraid. So I've had little time to do any filming or basically any modelling at the moment. But to make up for that, I thought I'd do this in-box review of this particular beast. I only got this in not too long ago, I would say about a week ago. It's one that caught my eye when I was surfing through eBay, and I've only got about, what, 3 Panthers now. Well, say 4. The reason I bought this version is because of the amount of detail that's on this kit. It is exceptional, and with Dragon they normally tend to over-engineer on these kits, but this one looks quite a fairly simple build in comparison to other Dragon kits. Having had a quick look through it myself, the Zimmerit on it is exceptional, I have to say, and that will save a hell of a lot of time, because normally they come without Zim. Then you've got to order all the etch brass in, fit that on, or get ATAC, get that on. It's a bit of a nightmare sometimes, so this really is a lot easier. I know it sounds a bit like a cop-out, but to be honest with you, having bought other kits with the Zim on, I couldn't bypass this one, to be honest with you, and it's any sort of version of the D I wanted to get. Previously to that I did have the Tamiya, but unfortunately I had to sell that on because of space issues. That too is a very nice kit of the D version, but unfortunately it doesn't come with the Zim. You have to order it in separately. However, you do get a metal barrel, etc. in the accessory set, unlike this one. But all in all, it looks a lovely kit, I have to say. The actual tank itself is depicting the D, which was the first version to see action, preferably at the Battle of Kursk, which was from July 1943 to I think about August. It did have reliability issues, unfortunately, because a lot of the initial versions that went to go to the battle broke down. However, within time, once the modifications went up, they really sort of carved their name in history, as it were, particularly against the T-34s and the KV-7s, etc., KV-4s and KV-7s, etc. They were quite a match, and it did have a high rate of speed with the essential running gear that they had on it. It really could travel across the field pretty fast, unlike the Tiger. So yeah. Anyway, without further ado, that's the history lesson over. As you can see, is depicted on the box here. We've got a version at Prokhorovka, by the looks of it, around about circa 43, July 43. With the Panzer Grenadiers either side as they're combing the streets and clearing them. On the side of the box, you've got the 2 initial colour callouts, which you can see for the 2 versions that are depicted in the kit. I might go for that one. The kit number on this is 6428. If I get that into shot, 6428, guys. Okay. On the other side, you've got the CAD drawings of the kit, as you can see itself, depicting the Zim, which is exceptional, as well as the jack. And then, obviously, on the bottom here, if I get it up the right way, is the assembled kit, as you can see here, and it does look lovely, with some accoutrements, as it were. The only thing that is a bit of a drawback on it is that the barrel comes in 2 halves. There's no metal barrel with this. So thankfully I've actually got a spare one on the side, so I can use that on this build. Okay, first thing to do is get the assembly sheet out, the instruction sheet. Get this box open. Right, there we go. Pop that to the side. As is normal with Dragon, you've got the box art illustration on the top, then your sprue tree, and as you all well know, where you've got the blue areas is the parts that you don't use in this particular version of the kit. And yes, it is quite handy, particularly if you've got a kit which isn't up to spec, and you can use it on that and cross kit it. So that's what I may well do with the Tamiya one. So there you go. First off, the thing I like about this is all the instructions are photographs of the actual kit in assembly itself. Very nice. Familiar colour callouts on the top here, Mr. Hobby, master model colour, and you can actually cross-reference these on the colour app, which you can download from Play Store for Tamiya, Humbrol, etc. First off, as you can see here, it's the initial assembly of the running gear. That's the sprocket, the rear idler wheel, and obviously the main running wheels. Then the assembly of the final drive. And they're depicting that you should put the running gear onto the lower hull along with the tow bars and the final drive first off. Again, as is the norm with most of us armour modelers, we tend to leave the wheels until last, although I will put the actual final drive on at that process. Then they're depicting it on the other side, which you can see here. Then the assembly of the jack, rear plate along with the exhaust stubs. And then you put the jack, and as well as the actual ammunition packs, on the back of the actual rear plate, and then add the rear plate to the lower hull. Then you've got the assembly of the frontal armour, where you've got the Zim depicted, as you can see here, with the hatches and the vision ports, etc. And you've got the vision port on the interior of it, as you can see there. Okay, next process is obviously adding more vision ports, which you can see here. Sorry if I'm getting into shot up here. Whoops, I didn't see. Lost the camera then. Right, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. Wasn't expecting that. Whoa, let's just get her steadied. Here we go. That's it. We're back in operation now. My apologies. That doesn't usually happen, but there you go. Anyway, moving on, he says. Then you add the hatches, which you can see you've got the actual... God. My brain's gone again. That's thrown me out. Well, you know, assemblies anyway. And that goes on to the frontal armour, as you can see there. Along with a headlight, which is sub-assembly there. You got your spare tracks, and obviously you've got the travel lock, which goes onto the front of the tank, which holds the barrel, as you can see here. And then obviously you put your spare tracks on, along with the the brackets which actually fit them in. You've got the brackets for the tools there, which go on the side. That part, I don't know what that is, so you'll have to bear with me, guys. I've got to do my references on, I'll have to do some research on that, on the Panther. I've got a feeling it might be a housing for the barrel rods, I think. I may be wrong. And then obviously you've got the sub-assemblies of the parts there. Okay. Next part. The other side, you can see all the sub-assemblies for the upper hull, etc. As you can see there. Then moving on to the rear engine deck, you've got the where the fans are, you've got the outlets which go on the back there, along with the rod for the barrel, cleaning rod. Then assembly of all the halves for the turret, and there's your rear loader's hatch as well. You've got all the bits there for it. Adding more sub-assemblies to the rear engine deck, as you can see there. And then up the top here, if I get it into shot, you put all the sub-assemblies, the grab handles, etc. onto the turret. I'm not quite sure what that's depicting. I'll have to do my research on that. Then the assembly of the frontal mantlet. Put the frontal mantlet on to the upper part of the mantlet. Add that onto the front of the turret, and then obviously you've got the sub-assembly of all the cupola, the commander's cupola. That goes on. Now, I don't know if you have the added option of keeping the hatch open or not. I'll have to find out on that one. Then obviously assemble the lower hull to the upper hull along with the side armour. Okay. Moving on. Two halves of the barrel are assembled. Goes on to the main part of the turret with the mantlet. Then onto the vehicle itself. And if you notice, they're telling you to cut these parts of the fenders, frontal fenders off. Why, I don't know, but there you go. and then it's telling you the placement to put all the extra brass for the engine hatches, etc. And then depicting the side fenders, which you can see there as well, how they're positioned. And that, my friends, is basically the assembly process of the Panther D. And then obviously on the back here you've got the colour callouts for both versions of the Panther. One tritonal, one two-tonal. I'm going to go for the two-tonal, I think, because that depicts the earliest camo. So there you go. Unfortunately, I haven't got the units identified. Again, you may have to do your research on that, guys. Okay. Right, next up, the main crux of the actual kit, the parts themselves. If I get the box open. Not the easiest. There we go. Right, first off, you've got some of the suspension, etc. You've got the driver. Hang on, if I can get it in the shot. It's going to focus. Come on, focus. Is it focusing? It's not focusing. Hang on, what's that doing? There we go. Come on, focus. It isn't focusing. Ah, there you go. Ooh, hang on, out of shot. Here we go. Is all the suspension arms and some of the suspension there. Detail on that with the springs is nice as well. So there you go. Right, next one up is the tracks themselves. Again, the detail on them is nice and crisp, as you can see here. A little bit warped, but to be honest with you, the guide teeth are in perfect condition, so I don't think I'm going to have any problems putting these tracks on. So yeah, very nicely done, guys, I have to say. Then here you've got spare mantlets and obviously some other sub-assemblies there. These are all the spare parts, but you can use those on other kit. You've got your upper side fenders, which you can see here, and there is, I don't know if you can see it, some nice surface texture on there with the anti-slip surface, so that's very nicely done. And then obviously you've got the whatever it is here, nice crisp detail, not an ounce of flash, and obviously you've got your ammunition packs as well, so you can see there. That's looking good. Now, this is part of the running gear, which you've got the sprocket there. Nice crisp detail again, as you can see. 1/2 of the barrel. I won't be using that because I've got a spare metal barrel, so that will come in handy. The exhaust stack is quite nicely done, as you can see here, but this I think I may well drill out just to give it a sense of realism. That's that. And there's the other one, and the other thing I like is the air inlets for your engine hatches. Very nicely done there, guys. Exceptional crisp detail as well. Now, the main part of the kit here, this is the bit I like. The upper turret with the Zim. That is beautiful. Look at the texture on that, guys. Very nicely caught with the Zim. Beautifully done. And even the top of the turret, you've got some nice seam weld seams there, and obviously the anti-slip surface on the top of the turret. If I can get it into focus, you can see there. It is beautiful, really nicely caught. And even on the mantlet, I mean, look at the mantlet. I mean, the detail on the Zim is beautifully caught, exceptional, really nicely done, guys. Even on the rear plate, as you can see here, it's caught. They've done an absolutely beautiful job of it, and I think this is part of the frontal armour or part of the turret. There's the loader's hatch with the Zim on it as well. Isn't it gorgeous? Very nicely caught. Even on the hatches, you can see there, they've actually done a lovely job of the actual surface texture with the Zim. And then obviously the next thing we got is the running gear. I'm not going to take that out, guys, because I don't want to lose any of it. Again, it's beautifully moulded, crisp, nice detail, and that will come up lovely with some weathering and a wash. So yeah, there you go. And even on the rear of them, nicely done. And this, I think, is for your side fenders. I'm not quite sure what it's for, if they're for masking or whatever, but I'll find that out in due course. And here's the cupola, some of the spare tracks again, as you can see there. Actually, I think that might be a mine launcher. I might be wrong. And then obviously you've got your smoke, you've got the bit for your smoke dispensers there. What, that's in there now. I can't use that on a Tiger, I expect, but there you go. And part of the sub-assemblies for your commander's cupola. And exceptional detail on the spare tracks as well, which you can see here. Get it into focus, you can see there, guys, it's beautifully done. I mean, even on the spare mantler, you've still got the lovely weld detail on it as well for the surface texture. That is exceptional. And then obviously you've got the lower hull, which you can see here with the escape hatches. Very crisply done again, guys, beautifully done, even on the weld seam here. Get it into focus, is nicely caught, beautifully done. And even with the ammunition packs, you've got the Zim on the back here. Get the damn thing to come into shot again. There we go, beautifully caught. And then obviously you've got the upper hull, as you can see here. Lovely surface texture with the anti-slip surface, absolutely exceptional. And obviously you've got the added option of putting an engine in there from the Tamiya set, so that would be quite an idea. Actually, I might think of doing that. That's given me an idea. I've just planted a seed there. Zim on the side llama there, it's beautifully reproduced, as was on the front. Very nicely caught, guys, it is a beauty. So there you go. Okay, and then obviously you've got your vision ports, which you can see here, and obviously for the commander's cupola as well. So that's that. And then finally, you got your decals in here, spare chains in this set here, and then obviously your etch brass for your engine panels and air inlets. So yeah, you go. So all in all, guys, this looks a very, very nice kit to build. Quite simple in process compared to most Dragon kits. The only thing I've got to do really to boost the detail on it, I would suggest, is just the metal barrel. Yeah, I know if you wanted to stretch your skills, you could put the two halves together and sand it down, but I know it's going to be there, to be honest with you, and I would rather have peace of mind, have a metal barrel for far more supreme accuracy. So there you have it in a nutshell. That is Dragon's Panther D, kit number 6428. And I hope you enjoyed it. Done it again, guys. Sorry, I've knocked the camera over. Butterfingers. Hang on, let me get sorted a minute. Hang on. We'll get this sorted. I've just got to clip the glass corker down to stand with my arm, so I do apologise about that. A bit hickledy-pickledy, but there you go. Let's see if I can get her into shot again. Oh dear, I buggered that up. Hang on, here we go. Right, let's straighten it up a bit. There we are, that's it. I think we're there. Whoop, are we? Yeah, here we're there. That don't happen often on my videos, but when it does, oh boy, does it go wrong. Anyway, apart from that calamity, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. But anyway, I would suggest this is a very, very nice kit. I heartily recommend it. If you can get hold of one on eBay, by all means do so. It's a beauty, and I can't wait to build it. So until the next time, hopefully if I don't have any more falling down, get kit crazy, happy modelling, and I'll speak to you soon.